Gotta do breathing exercise before we start, you know?
Lamaze.
Get all the stress out, leave it out the gate, close the gate, lock it up. Bam. We're in character now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another East versus West. Whether we're covering haunt news or reacting to haunt videos, you're going to get your dose of both coasts right here on East versus West on the Boo Bros channel. Before we get started, got a couple of things to tell you. If you guys are new to the Boo Bros channel, consider checking us out. There's a wide variety of talented content creators here, ranging from the West Coast all the way to the East Coast and everything in between. We try to cover it all for you coast to coast, so check us out. And if you guys like one person in specific, well, go check out their I don't even know. That's how tired I am. Go check out that person's. Go check out that person's channel. Links are all in the description below, and also you can find it on our YouTube page, all of our individual channels. But if you guys are specifically want to see more of myself or Eddie, our links will be in the description below. Check it out. Nights of Horror and Eddytainment. With that being said, Eddie, what are we doing today?
Today, we are doing a coast comparison on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
The Texas Chainsaw Massacre came in 2021 to both parks. Texas Chainsaw Massacre over in Orlando, another one I got to experience. That's been a little bit fun kind of diving into that reality of East versus West now. And that one obviously took inspiration from the first film and the second film. So that's going to be fun to check that out. And then on the West Coast side, in Hollywood, that was all just the first film, and I had never seen a Texas Chainsaw Massacre maze based off the first film. It's been there in the past, and I have gone to the events that it's been there to. I just never got a chance to hit it, so this was the first year I got to actually hit it, and in my opinion, easily one of the top 3 of 2021, hands down, in Hollywood that was. So we're going to start on the West Coast, and we're going to take a look at Hollywood's video. Anything you want to add before we get this started?
Nope. Just get ready for some coast comparisons.
Let's go with some coast comparisons, man.
Yep, and what's it called? The Hollywood video is brought to us by Theme Park HD.
Theme Park HD, always we love him. We love him. Yeah. So let's get the countdown started in 3, 2, 1. And there's our opening entrance. This was in the Mummy queue. And we have the facade of the house, and we have the I don't know if he was a relative to Leatherface or if he was supposed to be his brother. He was a weird guy in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's just say that.
Cool facade, though.
It's a good facade of the house. Fun fact, one of my friends actually played Leatherface one of the nights. The night that I went, he was Leatherface, so that was cool to see him.
Ooh, I like this opening scene.
I know.
With
it's
the
door.
Camera flashing and the door.
Yeah.
Very reminiscent of the trailer.
The Leatherface that just popped out right now in like the chicken's kind of den. Not that specific person, but that was the person my friend played. So he did play Leatherface. There's Grandpa.
Creepy old Grandpa.
Yeah. I really loved what they did with this maze overall. They really took you through the entire film in like 3 minutes.
Man, and you guys don't have a conga line, apparently.
No, he must have gotten there right when it opened, so he got a good walkthrough of it. That's a good scene of him chopping up somebody in the kitchen.
It looks like it must... Well, I guess you could film in Hollywood. I forget about that. I was going to say it might be media.
No, yeah, Hollywood doesn't really care. They get a lot of exposure from it. There's the infamous dinner scene.
And they let you have bright lights like that?
He does not have a bright light on. He just has a very good...
behind him, though.
Oh, he might be media.
Yeah, you see that guy that just passed him?
Yeah, he might be media. Because his Theme Park HD, I think, does get invited to media nights. So he goes on media night, on opening night. So that guy might be media. Leatherface going nuts, sewing. And then brother. Yeah, obviously you see some of the characters where it's still is a little bit. There's our black walls, by the way.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it. I feel at home.
Black walls.
I feel at home.
Jeez, that's a
this
long
one, but that was really the only black. This one didn't have a lot of black walls, which I was very impressed with. This is now the gas station scene. What was I getting to before that?
I don't know.
It's just weird to me to see people wear masks. This is obviously post-COVID. Well, COVID's still going on, but you know what I mean. In a post-COVID world, a lot of and this goes for both coasts, a lot of our actors were masked up too. And no disrespect to them. They want to remain safe, and I completely respect it. There's a lot of people coming in and out of these mazes.
Oh, black walls.
There it is. Yeah, see, but like those were the only 2 black walls in the whole maze. You know what I mean? Like they did a really good job scenic-wise in this maze.
No, it was a cool one. But my last little thought there. My last little thought there at the end was that exterior walkthrough is probably so much better in the night.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Those 2 well lit, but I like when a house goes in and out, which doesn't happen too much at least not at Orlando. Yeah,
there's some conga lines, but I mean, in my opinion, experiencing Orlando's event, the conga lines in a way are a good thing, at least in my eyes, because it gives me a chance to really pay attention to details.
Yeah, they're a necessary evil.
Yes.
And I'm old enough and have been going to the event long enough to tell you I remember a day when they didn't exist.
Right.
And they actually pulsed you through.
Yeah.
Which I miss those days. But I didn't understand what I had at the time, when the event wasn't that big. But it is what it is. Give me your opinion on the Hollywood house. I have a little bit of a opinion, but I want to hear how you kind of perceived it.
Well, this house was, like I said, I think this was my second favorite house that year. Bride of Frankenstein Lives obviously takes number 1. I love anything Universal Monsters, and that story they told with Slash's music was just phenomenal. But overall, like I said, I had never seen the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie as a maze. It's been at the event many times that when I've gone, but that was when I wasn't doing Express and I was, just doing standard, so I didn't get to hit it. So it was either like hit this maze or hit that maze. And for me, it was just a fun experience to go through that film. That film is so iconic now, with a very shitty sequel that came out earlier this year. But it was a good flow through to see some of the most iconic moments of the film. Obviously, that opening portion is just all things from the house, and then it ends with the gas station and all the outdoor scenes. But nonetheless, I think this is easily one of my favorite mazes in 2021, number 2. And overall, this is probably up there with some of my favorite mazes to just ever be at the event, just because as much detail was put into this maze.
Yeah, and it's his number 2 because it was the shit.
No, because Bride was just a fucking beautiful maze.
It was a joke play. But so this is my feedback watching it, and this is the hard part about doing these coast comparisons.
Yeah,
is the person filming will dictate a lot of what of our opinion ends up being for the person who didn't experience it firsthand.
Right.
This particular walkthrough, I think, almost because there wasn't enough of a line, he moved too quickly through it, and it seemed like the scenes were really well done, but I wasn't capturing the story going from one room to another.
I feel
he went from the living room, the opening scene that was in the trailer, and then he was in the chicken coop.
Yeah.
But the chicken coop looked really cool. They put a lot of effort into actually like designing it. So every single room looked really cool. But I think partially it could have been because it was the daytime too, because it's really bright in there.
Yeah.
And then secondly, he's moving really quick, so you're not able to capture how the story's going. But it did look really cool, your gas station scene, because we also had a gas station scene as well.
Yeah, and that was phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, I like what they did with your house, and I wish we could go back and watch a nighttime walkthrough of that ending portion.
Yeah.
Maybe
we should have pulled up a Nights of Horror video instead, huh?
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. Hey,
Nights of Horror has
Nights
a
of Horror.
walkthrough.
We have a walkthrough too. It's just I don't think it's as good quality for you guys to enjoy. Actually, no. Rob filmed it last year, and Rob has pretty good quality camera.
Oh yeah, he has a 16 millimeter.
Yeah, what is he rocking? Is he rocking that Canon, right?
Canon M50.
Yeah, dude, he knows what's
on a
up.
Stabilizer.
It's a good camera, man. It's a good for all of you who's trying to start a YouTube channel. Canon M50 is a good way to start you out.
Yep, that's where I started.
That's where you look at Eddy now. He's got his Sony and
good budget camera.
Now he's bougie now.
Hey, you fancy, huh?
Hey, fancy, huh? Yeah, but overall, I think it was a fun experience to just go through that film. It's one of my favorite slasher films. One of the first to actually do it back in the 70s. I would say Michael Myers then came to popularize the slasher film genre. But Leatherface did it first in 74 and will go down as one of the all-time greats in the horror community, in my opinion.
Yep, and it also was one of the staple movies that built the career of Matthew McConaughey.
Yes, in Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. That's right.
Yeah. That
was one of his first films. Good call.
Small unknown fact.
Did he do? But I think he did Dazed and Confused before he did that, right?
I couldn't tell you off the top of the noggin, but I know that this movie was definitely real early in his career.
It was, because even he talks about it, and he was like, it was.
It might have been his first movie. It might have been his first movie, because I know Johnny Depp. His first movie was
Nightmare on Elm Street. Yep. I know. Can you believe that? And look at Depp today. He's about to win a trial.
Yep, on Friday. It's right here.
Or I mean, this is far ahead, so we don't know if he won or not. But if he did, congratulations. If he didn't, well, fuck you, Amber Heard. That's all I got to say.
It's here locally.
Oh, dude, why aren't you fucking going right now? That's content right there.
Yeah, right. It's in Fairfax, Virginia.
There you go. Yeah, it is. That's right. That's right. I remember them mentioning it was in Virginia.
Yep.
Anyway, back to the topic at hand. But we're going to go all the way now to the East Coast. Amazed at another fun episode of Coast Comparison, because this is one that both Eddy and I experienced in person this last year. And it feels so great to finally say that.
Yep, I know. But next time we'll have to say that we experienced it together.
I know. That's coming soon. So, I mean, let us know in the comments. When it does come, the day does come, and Eddy and I are both at the event together on both coasts, would you love to see a raw reaction video vlog for Boo Bros of us giving our honest thoughts and opinions on the mazes we had just walked through at the event? So it'd be like an East versus West vlog. Would you guys like to see that? Leave it down in the comments below. We'll work on it if you guys want to see it.
Or even an audio podcast of our reaction walking through the houses.
Yeah, because with Orlando you can't film inside the mazes, but in Hollywood you can. So in Orlando we would be doing audio recordings, and in Hollywood I would just have the camera pointed at us.
That would be fun.
Be a lot of fun. Anyway, on to the East Coast. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Halloween Horror Nights 30. I'm so glad I got to go to the 30th anniversary too. That was such a great year.
It was.
So, yeah, let's react to this one. It's going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1 and 2, so it's going to be a little bit different than what you saw on the West Coast, but still kind of the same format of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So with that being said, let's do the countdown in 3, 2, 1. And right off the bat, we're just in the gas station.
Yeah, so we did the Unmasking the Horror tour.
Yeah.
This was one of, the coolest parts of this whole entire house.
There's so many Easter eggs in here from what I've heard.
Yep. There's so many Easter eggs throughout this whole entire house. I believe there's a photo of Mike Aiello as well.
That's cool. I noticed he's going a little bit choppy, so we're not getting the entire flow through, but we're seeing some of the most iconic scenes. He's getting all the scares and stuff, so I think that's the important part.
Look at that design, though.
I know. I remember walking through that maze, and it smelled like gore.
And you know one thing that I love is that when you're walking through a soundstage in Orlando, sometimes you don't even notice that the roof isn't there.
Yeah. Feels like you're outside.
Yeah, and for the longest, I thought that there was a roof. Somebody actually had to point it out to me. No, none of the soundstage houses have roofs.
Yeah.
I just never paid attention.
Now, this is a good walkthrough. There's Chop Top. It's one of my favorites, played by the incredibly talented Bill Moisley, who I've met once. He's a very nice person. He was also in House of a Thousand Corpses. There's the iconic Although they didn't have the sliding door. They wasn't the. Oh, so you're actually, this is the sliding door right here. This is what you're walking into. However, that's usually the iconic part of the film.
Yep.
But it's okay. It still was a fantastic walkthrough. There's a conga line. Look at it. We're stopped right here.
Yep.
But we got a little show going on. It's okay.
Gotta love those conga lines. I guess if you had to compare conga lines to something in Hollywood, you would probably say Black Walls.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
That's our shortcoming.
I think also I got to give credit to the scare actors who played Leatherface. They did a really good job embracing that character and bringing that. I got to give a shout out to the entire cast of this maze. I mean, they really brought this story to life. This part was cool. I remember they were playing a song and I was like, oh, I like this song. This is a good song. It's very 70s of them. The black light effect, all the posters, everything. I like when they do that stuff. Because 9 out of 10 times when I'm going through these mazes, I'm wearing my vest, and those vests have reflective colored patches on them, so it just goes so perfectly in that black light.
And you know what? Ooh,
that was a good scare.
Oh, yeah. And it's a really good use of, like, the plastic vinyl that they were using. You don't notice it.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases.
And I have to say that was one of my biggest concerns going into this event. But then when I after doing the event, I was like, that didn't really ruin it for me. I still got the scares and I still got the story, so I was fine.
Oh, that was a cool part too with the car.
The truck, yeah.
Yeah.
Now it looks like we're going into the junkyard.
Yep. And you see the roof. The roof is exposed, but you're so distracted by the scenic elements.
It's just they know you won't even notice it because you're looking left and right, straight, and it's something that why are you going to pay attention to the roof? You know what I mean?
Yep.
That was actually that was a more decent walkthrough than I thought. I mean, it got all the iconic scares and everything we needed to talk about.
Yep, I like it. The style of it, like just jumping from iconic portion to iconic portion. And it also makes the walkthrough... See, and there's another point. Like, this walkthrough seemed really good, but it was also the way that the guy edited the video. So, it looks like an extreme house. Like, there's no downtime.
Yeah.
I'm trying to recall walking through it. I can't say that there was downtime or there wasn't, but this walkthrough makes it seem like it was extremely intense, foot by foot.
I 100% agree, and it was one of those things where... when walking through it, it did a perfect mashup of Texas Chainsaw Massacre going into Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, which is ironically a great cult classic film as well. I didn't realize how much traction Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 had when I first went through it, until I first went through it at Halloween Horror Nights. I think it was 2018, 2017 when they did Blood Brothers. So it was cool to see how much of a fan base that movie has, the second film. So to see them incorporate and to see you guys kind of get a second film as well was really cool. And I remember just walking through it and just being genuinely happy with it and very, very satisfied with it. I believe that also shared, did that share a soundstage with Icons?
That one, I think it was with Icons. It definitely shared a soundstage with... Yeah,
because Tooth Fairy was shared with Bride.
No. Icons was with Tooth Fairy.
Okay, so then it was with Bride. Okay. Yeah, and it was I have to say, as far as line management goes for those mazes, I mean, compared to the sprung tents, I mean, I thought they did a terrific job in how they do it, having both doors access for you to go in and then everything. But then going into that maze, like I said, when I first got in, it just smelled. It was just nasty. But you would expect that from a Texas Chainsaw Massacre maze because that's what that's built around is gore and whatnot. So to see that they incorporated that smell in the maze to really immerse you into that film was really terrific. And just seeing the scenic design overall was just phenomenal. And the actors were on point. So I really have no complaints about this maze, really.
And that's really what Orlando does really well. They incorporate a lot of things seamlessly. Like I said, you can't even pay attention to the roof that it's missing, and the smells sometimes are a little too intense.
We're gonna do a new segment for these coast comparisons, which we're gonna finalize I mean, I think we do it a lot, but we're gonna officially mark it and make it for this video. We're gonna have a score based and make the show's title really mean something. East versus West. So,
Okay.
Your overall opinion. We got our thoughts through with this. Who do you think had the better maze, Hollywood or Orlando?
And I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible. This is just off of watching them. I only went through one.
Right.
It seems like, you know, the Hollywood or the Orlando walkthrough was a little bit more intense.
Right.
So I would have to go with Orlando.
Yeah. I think for me, since and this is me being unbiased too, and people are going to be like, no, you guys are just choosing each other's coast. No, it's not like that at all, okay? Let me explain my answer first.
It's
I
like
had
6
already
videos in. We've only chosen our own coast.
No, yeah. No, there'll be videos where trust me, there'll be videos where I'll choose Orlando ones because Orlando's got some pretty fire mazes. I'm not going to take that away from them. This maze was phenomenal. This was a good maze. However, I had already seen a Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 maze, so there was a couple scenes that were new to me for Orlando's take on it, but for the most part, there's a lot that I've already seen. And for me, not seeing ever the first film as a maze, Hollywood, I think, executed that maze really well, especially with them, they've done it a few times, but that was the first time I got to see it, so for them, I have to go Hollywood only for the sole purpose of I had never seen a first Texas Chainsaw Massacre film maze, even though I got to see that first in Orlando. I got to go Hollywood. Hollywood really surprised me with that. And I really thought they were just going to kind of throw that out there for just an extra property they have, but they actually did a really good job on it. So,
no, they both looked great. So
the final verdict is it's a tie.
Yeah.
No coast won today.
Yeah,
but
episode 62, we're still tied, guys.
There's gonna be one day where I go for East Coast and you go for West Coast. I can't wait to see that day.
And we're tied anyway.
I know, and we're still tied, so there's no win. But it's just gonna be the opinions flipped. Yep. But with all that being said, we have a buttload of summer entertainment for you guys here on the Boo Bros between me and Eddie doing East versus West every single week. We're trying to go for Mondays. However, there is different scheduling conflicts between other Boo Bros that want to release videos that they worked really hard on. For example, a few weeks ago, our friend Michael put up being a scare actor at an event near him, which was a phenomenal video. We highly suggest that you go see it. And I'm not just saying that because he's my friend and he's a Boo Bro. I legitimately think that it was a great video. I mean, he interviewed the creators of the haunt, and they even showed the process of him putting on makeup and costuming, and then him actually going out there. So definitely check that out if you guys are interested to see what it takes to become a scare actor every single night. But with all that being said, we look forward to seeing you guys right here on the Boo Bros channel next week for another episode of East versus West. Whether it be a coast comparison or a haunt update, we will keep you guys in the loop and in the know of everything Haunt 2022. So, Eddie, any last final plugs?
No, I just want to add that Michael's video was like Travel Channel worthy.
It was. It looks like something you'd see on those like haunt.
Yeah,
travel
Feel the
channels.
Screams, by the way, is the
Feel the Screams. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I'm just not too familiar with East Coast. You want to talk about West Coast haunt? I got you. I can name just about all of them. But yeah, so if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to the Boo Bros and check us out. We have plenty of videos from a wide variety of content creators right here on Boo Bros. It's fun to collab with one another. It's been great to sit here with Eddie and geek out on haunt events. We've been talking about doing this for a while, and we're actually staying committed to it. I'm very proud of us right now. So it's pretty good. But if you guys like myself or Eddie, we have our own individual channels. Eddie is over at Eddytainment. You can find all of his travel and haunt and theme park related adventures over on his channel. And then on my channel, if you guys are horror fans or you guys want to know more about the SoCal haunt scene, or if you want to see interviews with scare actors, come over to my channel at the Nights of Horror, and we will give you all the best in horror. And our new motto for our 5-year anniversary, which is coming up, 5 years of covering your fears.
Oh, where'd you come up with that?
You know what? It was something I was thinking about for a while, and I was like, that is pretty good. I'm gonna claim that one before I lose it in my head. 5 years of covering your fears over at the Nights of Horror, 5th anniversary. So definitely check that out. But stay tuned right here on the Boo Bros, because we got way more content coming out to you closer to haunt season. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Eddie. And
we will see you guys next week right here on East versus West. Your dose of both coasts.
Stay spooky. Deuces.